Welcome to another session with them Dennis boys on a Whiskey Wednesday. We got your boy B,
Debo,
EJ.
and the Cowboy politician.
yes sir. So yeah, got another dub this week. Yeah,
Yes,
I guess it
indeed.
went as expected.
Can't ever
Got
have
a
too
lot
many of those.
I mean, yeah, the thing, man. Like pretty much all our wins have been like dominant wins for pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Outside of the Chargers.
It's out of Chargers. I mean, but
Well, the score wasn't dominant, but I thought the performance was.
yeah,
It felt like he was winning big.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
feel like we was in control the whole time.
right.
Yeah.
I never felt threatened in that game. Let me put it down.
Nah. Because I mean, they always find a way to lose a game. They like the old us.
Well,
They the old us.
Kellen Moore.
They get our
Kellen
old
Moore.
players. They get our old results.
True.
So when I guess when we found a a Super Bowl, maybe they'll win one right behind us. I don't know.
Maybe.
Good problem to have.
Huh?
That's a good problem to have.
It is absolutely. One person I wanted to highlight off the rip, man, that we've been talking about, a lot lately is Brandon Cooks, man. They finally got him full display. You know what I'm saying? And I was very, very happy to see that. And that's the Brandon Cooks that he could have been all year long. Like that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like if you open him up and let him do what he do, that's the results you're gonna get, and that's against any competition, in my opinion. What y'all feel about?
I mean, I feel like that's the showcase that we've been waiting on as fans. Like, we should have been seeing this. You know what I mean? Like, we like, okay, why do we pick him up? Why do we pick him up every week? And then we finally get to see it, and we like, that's what we've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? We throwing the ball deep. You know what I mean? Everybody getting open, everybody having fun. So, I mean, that's just what we've been looking for. So, that was a great sight to see for sure.
Do you remember me saying last week that it seemed as if we were saving him for our secret weapon to turn loose at some point? Evidently, somebody thought it was time to fire that cannon because he came up out of it.
True.
Right.
I was impressed with the passes, the routes. He ran some excellent routes. Seemed like he was always open, and that's what definitely what we're looking for. And the most important thing is he and Dak seem to have found that connection. I need another game sample size to determine if that's a fact or not. But it seemed to me like they found a very good connection for one game, and it was good for both of them.
They can't take it away now. We done seen it, so don't take it away.
Facts. We see you can do it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Right.
Keep showing.
I would say, it's interesting because we had a long conversation on this last week about Brandon Cooks in specific, about making sure he's open. If you look at the tape, he's been open, and it looks like Dak decided to find him this week. Now, again, I can't name a person on the Giants secondary, so let's think about that for a moment. But then, game is the game. You get to play the one in front of you, and so the game in front of you, I like to see what he did. He did really good. Everybody got the ball. So 6 touchdowns, 6 different people. We could talk a little bit about why our run game still is anticlimactic. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what's going on with
the
that.
run game was pretty impressive this weekend to me. I thought so. It was very effective. Especially Rico.
Rico was good. Pollard did not look
74 yards. 74.
74
Yeah.
Nah, I have more than that.
No, I don't think it was much more than that. I don't think we had 100 yards.
79, 74, something like that.
As a team, we had 168. No. They had 168. No, they had 168. We had 111.
Yeah. You think in a blowout game like that, we should have a lot more rushing yards. I mean, we was 28-0 in the first half.
Rico had 79.
We also
right.
threw the ball a lot too, though. We threw the ball a lot.
We did.
True.
Even while being up big.
Dak threw 35 times. 74% completion.
Yeah. Now, granted, what's the only strength the Giants have right now left? It's their defensive line with Dexter Lawrence and all them boys left in there. That's all they got.
Remember they traded Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you think they got Thibodeau at the line, I mean, really, name any other players on the team other than the line. They defensive line.
Yeah.
So
and then
I'm saying
Thibodeau got knocked out in the game.
Right.
Thank
it was
goodness.
the best of the
He
worst.
was the only one flashing for him. He was the only one doing something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thibodeau went out with a concussion.
Yeah.
So if I was McCarthy, McCarthy, I'm gonna say we just gonna pass the ball because they can't stop us, and they're not gonna get back there in the pass rush because they built for the stop the run. So just pass the ball.
Football. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what the game plan was, and they just stuck to it. Even when Cooper Rush got in, they didn't run the ball. Cooper Rush was launching the ball down the field.
Right. So,
but let me
they're gonna keep that rhythm going. You know what I'm saying?
But let me rewind that a little bit too, though. If you pay attention to how they give Rico the ball, it's kind of how that role was for Tony Pollard when Zeke was here.
Same thing.
Yep, exactly.
The plays drawn out is just a little bit different for the starting running back versus the backup running back. And I feel like I don't understand that. I just don't get it.
I think it's more what the defense does versus, you know what I'm saying, what the offense is doing. I think they call what they call, and defense just gives more respect to one back versus the other. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but I feel like Pollard needs to be outside of the tackle, even if you need to reverse the roles. I feel like Rico hits the hole harder, so him in between the tackle would be lovely. So them plays right there, just give him the ball. And it's okay if he touches the ball more than Pollard.
Agreed. Yeah. Because to me, yeah, exactly. I mean, what was it? By committee, running back by committee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see the eye test. I mean, he even looks faster than Pollard looked even in his prime. Honestly, he looks a tick faster to me.
He is.
And it's consistent. It's consistent. He's never like hesitating. He always like, it's go. And he's hitting that thing, getting 3 minimum. And he's breaking tackles and everything. So I'm a fan.
That toss, they did a toss left, and he saw the lineman come shoot to the outside for outside contain. He stopped on a dime, and I saw, like, on the game film, I was looking at him. He just looked like he just shot off like a rocket, and I was like, "That's impressive. That's quickness, right? I mean, that's just not speed. That's quickness."
That's like that McCaffrey type stuff. Bro.
That's what Pollard used to do, though. Pollard used to be the same person. It just, I feel like they draw up those plays to where he has to hit it in between the tackles. But he's not that player.
Let's be. Go ahead. I was saying, all right, we say that, but we gave Terrence Steele a lot of mulligans last week when we talked about coming off an injury. I mean, Pollard, it's not like Pollard didn't just come off an injury. This isn't like. So maybe that juice isn't the same.
Too. He came back fast, real bad.
Okay, this is how I see things, and y'all can agree or disagree with me. But the way that the running game evolved the other day, it seems to me like we just went on with what was working. When I say that, we still starting out running Pollard the same way we did, but then Rico got his touches, and he was pretty impressive with those runs. I just think we just evolved into him getting more of those touches and more of those runs because of his effectiveness. I don't think that
Which is the same.
Go ahead.
Which is the same thing as Pollard in that role in the lab for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think we particularly game plan for Rico to have that level of success. I just think that it happened in the game and they just went with the flow. Because you could tell initially we were doing the same things with Pollard, and then Rico came in and got those touches, and it was on and popping then. So I just hope we keep that recipe going forward with a few moderations to it to include more touches for Rico and include more intelligent touches for Pollard in terms of getting him into space and get him into his level of comfort.
Yeah, let me be devil's advocate on the run game real quick. I was really thinking they should have had Rico, not Rico, but Deuce Vaughn get a lot more touches this game just to sit Pollard down. I mean, you playing for the long haul of the season. When you up 28-0, Pollard shouldn't have never been back in that game. Let him get his, let him sit down and, hand the ball
unless the game comes back in contention, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And it really wasn't. And I think that that being able to organize the play, Deuce Vaughn could have been back there. As long as they don't need him for pass pickup, but he does a good job in pass pickup when he's out there. He picked up.
When I saw him back there, feeling those punts, I thought that's what the plan was, to give him those 2 touches to get his foot wet, and then let's go to a Rico Vaughn backfield, just to see what happened with it. It didn't happen.
It took too long to get him back there.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no telling what's going on behind the scenes either, man. I don't know, the politics of things, with it, but
regardless, so I'm glad that they did put him in the game. That's
I mean, he was pulled up because of Turpin, right? So Cavante was out, and so we didn't have, that's good to have a good backup from a kick return, standpoint. But it was good to sit Turpin down this week with the shoulder injury from last week, so he got a little bit of a rest. We didn't need him. Deuce Vaughn could, carry the task, and I like that a lot. That we have that flexibility. The depth chart here is starting to become a real bonus, and we've said lots of times that the depth chart is a concern, but right now I see the depth chart as a bonus. I mean, everybody they throw out there,
the weapons are getting stronger.
Yeah, I think the only real disappointment I saw from a depth chart standpoint player was Schoonmaker. He just really hasn't been able to, hold on to the ball, make some impactful plays. I just
that drop was ugly. That drop was real ugly. It was like real elementary drop. Yeah, I ain't like that.
So maybe he's just caught whatever Gallup's code was.
I think it's here, man, because he looks the part, man. He looks real polished. He looks very, fundamental. What?
Brandon missed out. B missed out.
I didn't miss it.
What you say?
I
was just waiting for to fire the first shot.
I said he must have caught whatever Gallup had, whatever Cole Gallup had. That's what Schoonmaker got. Man.
Damn, I missed that.
I didn't miss it. I was waiting to see.
Hey, that would stop me in my tracks. You already know. I would let you have it. I would let that one breathe.
I didn't think the first shot was. Well, I guess I should have thought the first shot was coming. I know there's gonna be a shot fired.
Hey, I'm gonna try to edit that one right.
Yeah. and then let's see who you got. Gallup played a good game for Gallup. Did a good game. I think he did. But again, even though Gallup had a good game for Gallup, it further proves my point. I've been saying this. Gallup is far down the depth chart. To be honest, he's not the number 2, and he seems to be dropping down that depth chart pretty quickly.
Guess who we did see?
And when Martavis Bryant come on the field, I don't see space for Gallup.
Well, I'm gonna stick to my prediction. I told you guys, I believe it was last week or the week before. I'm gonna still say that before the end of this season, Gallup is gonna find a significant role back in this offense and gonna play a major role. I just think he needs to get those jitters or whatever the hell he got going on, because he had something going on.
Man, he's too much of a vet, man, to have jitters, man. Like, he been in the league with
just think about it. Just think about this now. And this is just simple human nature, whatever you want to put it. Okay, the man coming off an injury, right? And coming off the injury, if you have some not so good games, eventually that gets in your psyche. And I think that's what happened with him. I think he's battling ghosts. I don't think that's the case. And what happened in this game, especially that touchdown, I just think that Dak pretty much threw him a bone to try to get his boy back on track. That's the way I see that, because that wasn't really necessary at that particular time in the game. He saw an opening, he took it to try to get him his confidence back. That's how I read that. He just threw him a bone.
You mentioned that play, and I was sitting in the house laughing, and with my wife, I was like, you know where Gallup caught that ball at, right? Against his body. I said, catch it here, son. Catch it here. Not, I was like, because to be honest with you, look at that play. Go back and look at it in slow motion. He dropped the ball. I
ain't want to say that. I'm glad you said it.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It's coming from any of y'all. It has the same weight.
Nah, but
you got it.
In his defense,
hey, listen. When you get a touchdown or when you catch a pass, nobody harps on how you caught the ball. The biggest, most important thing is that you catch the damn ball.
Hey, you know who else? You know who else bad with that?
Who?
Cooks. he is not a hand catcher at all.
Nah, but he catches
He
it.
ain't got no big hands
He
either.
catches it.
Yeah, he does catch the ball. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I don't care. He catches it. It's fine. It's fine if you don't use your hand. You're not a pure hand catcher. Just catch the damn ball. I don't care. There's a lot of guys who don't, but just catch it. There's a lot of guys who don't drop it either.
Yeah, we've seen a lot drop off of Gallup's pads.
Yeah,
a lot of them pop off his pad.
I'll say this: if DB had just did this, that wasn't a touchdown. And he didn't have to do much. He just touch it. It wasn't a touchdown. But again, I have to agree with on here. A touchdown is a touchdown. It don't matter how you get them. Toe tap or wide open. Touchdown is a touchdown. 6 or 6. So I'm gonna give him credit for getting the ball. Credit for getting getting the separation to get it. So I'm gonna give Gallup some. I'm not gonna bash him completely, but I do like
consistency.
Too late.
Consistency.
Consistency is something we want to see from him.
Is that too much to ask?
No,
Mr. What? How much you making? What? 9, 8, 9, 10, 12, maybe?
Yep.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. They got Jalen Brooks getting snaps now, bro, and he ain't dropping.
Yeah, 57.5.
He ain't dropping. Tolbert ain't dropping.
So Unc, I know you a South Carolina fan. Tell me about Brooks, because I haven't seen him. So tell me about him.
I personally like the young man. He's always been pretty consistent in his game, but he has a future. Let me put it this way: he just got to find a place on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He owned it.
Yeah. I mean, when I say find a place in a place to get some looks.
He ain't been inactive yet.
No. I didn't mean in terms of finding a spot on roster. I mean finding a spot in the rotation in terms of getting more looks.
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah, now that's gonna be interesting. We got a good problem at wide receiver. We got a lot of wide receivers that can play. Now there's some better than others, but we got a lot of wide receivers that can play, and one on the practice squad that if is as advertised is a legitimate number 1, number 2 wide receiver. If he comes back at the full strength that he's been at, we're gonna have some problems. Somebody got to go. Yeah, you can't hold 7 wide receivers, 8 wide receivers on an active squad.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know how they're gonna
because Kevontae Turbin. Yeah, I just don't see how
you put that in the mix, and with that current level of play, it's gonna be some problem for some people.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to stop.
Yeah, it's gonna be some 5 wides out there that's gonna just be. Yeah, I like it. Now,
I was trying to tell you, Joe was on.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Damn.
What up, fellas?
What up? What's happening?
Good with it now.
What's good?
Turn my phone down. All right. What's going on, fella?
Hey, man. Glad you can join us, man.
Hey, man.
Good to have you on.
Matt, do you know Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't. I know of Joe. I think I met you 1 or 2 times before, bro.
What the trip?
At one of the trips, I think he met you on one of the trips.
Yeah.
Matt came here to Atlanta. That's what me and him met at the Falcon game.
The tailgate.
Yep. Tailgate. Yeah, that's
it.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. So, Joe, give us your spiel about the game, man, because we done been over it pretty good on the offensive side. We're going to get to the defensive side, so maybe you can go over your spiel on the offensive side and then transitions over to defense, if you don't mind, please, sir.
I mean, offense, I think the offense looked really, really good last couple of weeks, especially Dak and CD. They got a good rapport going on right now.
I love it, boy. Ooh, I love it. I'm about to bring me up.
McCarthy actually finally listened to somebody and started moving him around and get him open. And that's actually going to open everybody else up, too, because now you see Cooks getting open, Ferguson getting open. You got Brooks coming in, first game of the season, he get 4 or 5 catches or whatever in the game. Yep. So you spread it around, and it's just making, hopefully, the running game get better. I think that's our main issue right now. It was good this past week, but I think it can be better. And the one thing I'm gonna say about that is they need to give Dowdle some more touches because Tony is good, but Dowdle runs with more power.
Yeah,
and he's to me, it looks like a little bit more explosive right now.
He is, yeah.
He is.
Even more than Pollard prime self. I think Pollard has lost a step since that knee injury. But since then, I think he has lost a step. But before then, Rico was hitting that thing.
Yeah, he hitting the hole with some quickness. So I think they need to just move him and get him more involved in the offense. Mm-hmm. And even like I said, get Deuce in there, get some touches on some swing passes, screen passes and stuff. Agreed. Just give everybody a chance to make the offense that more explosive because you can't account for all that. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, we got Turpin. Hopefully he'll be back soon or whatever, shoulder issue. But and think about it. I heard y'all talking about the other part. We still haven't got Martavis Bryant even involved. So
take time, get them right. Yeah,
it's a good problem to have. Mm-hmm. The only thing is on that offensive side with the receivers, somebody kind of plays special team. So Tolbert probably gonna keep his spot along that line because he plays on all the special team and been playing good, especially with CJ Goodwin gone.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
True. How long is he gone anyway? Right there. How long is CJ gone?
Who you say?
CJ Goodwin. How long is he gone?
Ooh, he's been going for a minute. I think he might.
Yeah, I think he might be done for the season if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna check though. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that was our special team ace. So we bring him back and forth
in the league
all the time. So
right.
Yep. What you gotta say about that defense though? What do you think about that performance?
Defense played good. Of course, especially the second unit, they let us down and gave us a few points, but that's to be expected sometimes. We're gonna get them. They're playing just pretty much a preventive defense now at that point and not trying to do too much. They try to show too much more, which I'm not mad at that. But at the same time, they get some more reps in. Now, who I was impressed with that I saw that I forgot that we even had was Ryan, and he played pretty good snaps, especially now that Van Der Esch is gone for the season. So
true.
Of course, Deron did his thing again. The interception. D-line, I thought they could have played a little bit better because I thought they would have got to the veto a little bit more than they actually did. But for them to 28-0 and then whatever else the score was before they scored them 17 points, I can't be mad at that. So one glaring, not so glaring situation that popped out. Our number 11 didn't have a stat.
You caught it.
He didn't have an assist. He didn't have a tackle. He didn't have a sack. He didn't have a touch. He was. But here's the thing. I'm not upset with him not having a bunch of stats for two reasons. One, he didn't play a lot of that game. He didn't play a lot of snaps. I was looking for him out there. I was like, he ain't even on the field, and I don't think he played the whole fourth quarter at all. And that's good, right? He don't like that, but he was rested. Then if you watch the TV version, I know y'all was at the game when the Giants was running the ball or doing anything in the first two quarters. Guess who was right there? They was running away from him. As soon as the quarterback said, "Oh, I'm gonna just get out of this pocket," no, it's real hard to go through a football game and not have something, an assist, a touch, anything. It's real hard to do that unless you. Let me counter that. I think you're right. But at you can bump into somebody and basically give an assist, But the Giants had 79 yards like the whole first quarter. That means they had the ball like 17 plays. They didn't get one first down in the whole first half. That means he wasn't on the field for that many snaps. So in a normal game, you would. Granted, I'll give you that, but I'm sorry, but that's arguably the best player on our team, and I do have a problem with him not showing up and CD creeping up. So EJ, I disagree with that. Yeah, I disagree with that. I'm more along with the lines of Matt on this because. He affects the game in so many other ways because now you have to account for him more than just in the center or on the end or at tackle or whatever. So when he comes to the line, you got to know where he's at. So what I'm run away from it. I'm gonna go definitely away from him. I'm not going to let him destroy my whole game. And I know I've got a rookie quarterback. Now, granted, they should have did more with him, I thought, but the plays that they ran was trash. So it wasn't
maybe a team like the Giants, might be the one exception. Any other team would have caught that and tried to take advantage of it. But I mean, it's not a problem, but me personally, I would like to have seen him have some impact, if not on a game, at least a tackle or a hurry, or he pretty much just out there.
I'm gonna call, looking at the box score again, I'm gonna call this a sacrificial game for Michael Parsons, and here's why. Tank had a sack. Dante Fowler had a sack. Dorrance Armstrong had a sack. Sam Smith Williams had a sack. Let me see. Like, everybody who really hasn't had like a play this year got a sack. Oh, Neville Gallimore. I know I missed somebody.
Yeah, he got his first sack.
Yeah, the first one.
Hey, look here. So what you saying by saying that is Parsons was doing his teammate a solid like that did
Number
boy Gallup was solid by throwing that touchdown to him. So he wanted to get his other players some stats. That's why he did it. Okay, I get that. I get that.
That's what the box score tell me. The production is there.
That's
it
what it
just
tell me too.
wasn't him. Somebody got to get it, right? So,
I'm just not used to him. I'm just not used to him from him. That's it.
Yeah, he usually flashed at least once in a game. You know what I'm saying? I feel what you're saying, though. Something just feel like something was missing.
Yeah.
On the box score, do you see how many snaps did the Giants take in the first half?
How many Giants? What now?
You got that?
Say it again.
How many plays did the Giants have on offense?
Let me see if I can get that for you.
In the first half. I just think there's a percentage of plays versus percentage of Parsons wears them down. You think about when we need Parsons in the fourth quarter, last couple plays, last drive. You know who's always tired? This guy that I got on here, Tank. You know who's never tired? Parsons. And I just think his motor keeps him up, and they didn't need that motor. And he knew he didn't need that motor.
Ain't many guys got motor like that anyway.
So what you saying is he was just resting for the next game.
Actually, EJ, what I was about to say, he resting for maybe a couple games down the line, because Carolina next week, okay, that should be another rest game if you really want to look at it that way.
Should be.
The game after that is Washington. That'll be a little tougher task or whatever. But then we crank up with Eagles, Kansas City, Buffalo, Washington again, Miami.
Dolphins somewhere in there. Hold on,
the Dolphins are good.
And Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him then. And then think about it too. Also, we got them 3 games coming up in them 11 days. When we had the Thanksgiving
damn holidays.
Yeah, the holiday game. So we don't really need him to do much right now. I know he's trying to, I'm not saying trying to win, but being a defensive MVP running. But I need these wins. I don't need him to be defensive MVP. I need him to be Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, he'd be. I think he'd be kind of hard pressed to get that defensive MVP now. Them boys down over in San Francisco, they racking heads. They play numbers.
I can agree with that.
It'll be tough for him to get that now. So.
I think Michael won that Super Bowl, man. I think he would sacrifice, the numbers. Yeah, I think that's the big goal. But
I agree with you, bro.
Go ahead.
And I said I agree with you. I think the Super Bowl is the primary objective.
Man, it should be. And we got a legitimate chance, man. If everybody, stay on the same page and keep focused like, we've been in these wins, and let that translate to the road, man. I think, man, we could really do it, man. For real.
That's a good point.
But we got to keep that mentality, keep that ball rolling, stay consistent in what we're doing, be true to ourselves, and not get too far ahead of ourselves like we did against Arizona, like we did against San Francisco. We got to run right where we're running now and look forward. Don't look back. Don't think you all that yet, because we ain't all that yet, because we really haven't done it against anybody yet.
And I play devil's advocate. Let's not start that. Let's not start any other game how we started this past game. Because let's not get it twisted. That was ugly how we started.
True.
That was literally how we started, but luckily we bounced back and we was playing who we was playing.
Hey, Debo, and I think Debo, I'll tell you though, I think they knew who they was playing. That's why they took the actual chance.
That's what I'm talking about. What you just said right there. We
That
can't
part.
afford to do that.
That part.
No more.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it started either. Go ahead, man.
I would say this. Yeah, it's not we don't like the way it started, but I think we're missing the point here. You first and goal on the 2-yard line. There's no reason we don't get in the end zone. I don't care who we play.
Agreed.
You want to win Super Bowls, you first and goal on the 2-yard line. You get it in the end zone.
You gotta get in that big. You gotta get in there every time, bro.
So who let we put that in?
You can't have Dak.
Who you put that responsibility on?
Dak.
Man.
I'm gonna put that in Dak and McCarthy's hands, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Nah, Dak
McCarthy
only.
put the play in the play, put the play out there. McCarthy put the play out there. There's no reason on first and goal, second and goal, or third and goal, we in shotgun with 2 yards to go. And then on the third down, Dak, it was a pass play. Dak went into the run and Pollard got stuffed. But it's hard to go. It's hard to run 8 yards and then the next 2 yards when you first and goal. They stacked up. And what is the biggest? I just said this from the beginning of this podcast.
Why Dak just
the biggest strength of the Giants is the big boy.
Why Dak just didn't pull the ball out and run the ball?
Yeah,
it was wide open.
Yeah,
the DEM hit on it so hard, it's ridiculous.
It's always open. They know he ain't gonna do it.
I'm trying to figure out what is he reading. It's
nothing.
I didn't get that. I was like, wow,
the
microphone pull that out.
Dak, give him the ball. All right.
Yeah, I said the same thing, Debo. That's what I was gonna say when Matt finished that. He should have pulled that one and kept that one. He could have walked backwards into the end zone. He was so
walk, man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But if y'all gonna point that out, then you also need to point out the ones where he did pull it and run the ball. That was something we stayed on him about before. Yeah. You know, let's give him the props as well as give him the
he's doing more of it.
I give him the props.
He's trending along that way, which is good for us.
Yeah, he's doing a lot more. He's doing a lot more pulling the ball.
Yeah. Now we giving him the props. I mean, he's improving for sure. But what we saying, like these slow starts against these good teams, it's not going. We can't do it. We cannot do it. Like
and that pick, he can't be having them phantom ass picks like that, bro. Like, dude, it's 5 damn defenders in that window. What are you looking at? Like,
right?
That one little play that scares me. Like, why are you doing that?
I agree with you, but you know how many phantom like picks I've seen around the league this year? This past weekend, I saw a lot of damn phantom like picks coming from some of the top.
I'm telling you how you saw the wide receiver.
It happens.
Okay.
They might have on that one they might have schemed him right on that one.
Nobody.
That was a hell of a bait. Yeah.
I'm saying they schemed him right on that one because really, you really ain't see Buddy. You know what I mean? You ain't see Buddy underneath.
He was talking
right.
He was talking to Ferguson about that one too. So I don't know if Ferguson might have did something.
I do remember that. He did talk to him about that afterwards. Yeah.
So
I do remember that. They did have a conversation.
The commentator says something good on the TV version. They said the Giants had been playing man defense and getting 8 alive. And what they did was they ran man, and then at the snap of the ball, they ran in the zone. And that's what ended up happening. And that's how he got that pick thrown. So that's what the commentators were saying. It made sense to me. And the Giants, and then the commentators kept saying, why did the Giants go away from it? This is the only thing they've worked, and they doing away from it. So,
kudos
they went in the man,
Giants.
the snap of the ball, they went in the zone, and Dak threw it right into the zone, which is why he put into that coverage. So I think that's they gamed Dak on that, and I think they put something on tape that I'm hoping that other teams. I'm hoping really we figure out.
Rip that bitch out the playbook. Rip it out,
man. Listen,
rip it out.
Teams, no. Teams been doing that. Teams been disguising their stuff like that. Just Dak don't really see it sometimes. He don't see that the fact that they look like they're in man and they go zone or vice versa. So it's like he has to be able to take his time and see it.
But is he reading? Is he reading?
Okay, Debo, I'm gonna disagree with you on this for this reason right here. I think they just got him that time because he tears zone defenses up because now you're getting free runners going across the field. Why you think CD been so open? So with them playing that zone or whatever, even when he looped around and he threw it to him up the sideline, that was a zone defense also with the defensive back lost him in coverage. So I think they just got him that time in particular because he's been reading that zone coverages and stuff the last, I'm gonna say 3 or 4 games. So at least the last 3, I think.
Oh yeah.
What I'm saying is it's just certain disguises. There's certain disguises. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think you're right. So Dak doesn't have a problem with man when they show man and they're in man. He don't have a problem when he throws it to particular wide receivers. CD can beat man all day.
Right.
Brandon Cooks can beat man all day. The other receivers, not so much. They need zone to be able to find their soft spots, find the empty spots on a by and large case. But I like I said, only reason I gave the mulligan of the first play, I'm gonna go back to that first play and I'm gonna pivot here a little bit. And maybe we can pivot. The reason why I was okay with that first play at the end of it, I was like, I trust my defense against a rookie quarterback that never played a game.
Right.
On his first ever drive on the 1 yard line. We should have got it in, but yeah, I go for it on 4th because a field goal does nothing but give the Giants confidence and give your defense an off-field advantage. And if you first and goal on the opposing 2 yard line, there was almost like on 4 plays there was almost 3 safeties.
Yep.
True. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how close we got all on those plays. So I thought McCarthy was very smart and said, I know I'm gonna give my defense something to chop at, and we can't get it in. We should, but we don't. And the big reason I want to pivot the defense is because this defense plays phenomenal with the lead. Phenomenal. True. If Dak can't start faster, if this team can't put 7 on the board when they first get the ball, I do have some concerns about our defense. I've got players that I have no concerns of, but the ultimate defense, I got some concerns over, especially at the linebacker position. And really, no one's throwing the Stephon Gilmore side, but when they do, it's not like people aren't open. People are catching the ball.
You don't think we gotten better since Marquise Bell been inserted into the main fold of the defense?
Yes, we've gotten better and putting Deron Bland on the outside and losing Lewis in the inside. Now Lewis is a liability always. He's been a liability since here.
Nah, I don't think so.
He has a lot of penalties. He has a lot of penalties. Go look at who gets the most penalties on defense.
Lewis is pretty good. I'm gonna tell you.
He's good, but he's a liability on a great defense.
He might be a liability now because of their injury, but prior to this year, Lewis has been very good.
Elite.
I've been a very strong Jordan Lewis fan. So I'm not an anti-Lewis person. I'm just saying.
I take it a step further. We wouldn't even know who Bland is if Lewis didn't get hurt. Think about it.
Damn.
He didn't play until he got hurt.
He didn't
play.
He had a good camp, but you're right. The world wouldn't have known.
And I go further on that. That's what Lewis getting hurt and Bland playing allowed them to get a confidence to put Bland on the outside and put Lewis back on the inside. Because now you still can go with your 2 main corners, and then Lewis has always been our best slot corner anyway. So now you put him back in the game and his natural position and let him just keep going the way he was going.
There you go. Everything back in the natural order.
Yeah.
Matt, to address your original concern about the defense, what I really see happening is going forward, they seem to be getting better and better every game. We start to get more comfortable in our schemes. We start to be more aggressive in our schemes. And I'm thinking that as we progress during the season, I'm thinking that's going to be a big bonus for us because they're not only going to be pinning their ears back on when we're behind or anything like that. It's going to be a consistent thing throughout there. I think we're going to get better as the season goes on because of our confidence, because of our scheme, because of a familiarity with it, and because we're introducing different people every week. Like this past game here, you got that named by 5 people that got sacks. Okay, that's just got greatness breeds greatness, and I think that's what's going to happen going forward to us. So it's not going to matter when we're playing with a lead off from behind. I think the defense will become more consistent as the season go forward. to the better.
Okay.
I
Pose
think,
this question to y'all now.
Yeah,
something, Matt?
I was gonna say, you made a good point about the depth chart we have on defense. And as the season wears on, offensive lines don't have the depth chart that our defensive line has. And as they get injured, beat up, bruised, tired, our defense is really fresh, to be honest with you. And you take that into cold weather, and you take that into the back half of the season, that pays dividends. I think Quinn and them are geniuses when they're building a team based on how you take that team into the latter part of the season. And I think that's going to be a huge valuable asset that we've got, is that line that continues to rotate, continues to have certain players that are going to get more snaps than others, with the feature of Tank and Parsons. Them pretty much the features in Osa. And Osa was pretty quiet Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you really had pretty quiet from the three thoroughbreds out there, and then the rest of the team said, "Oh, it's time for us to eat." You know, granted, you're talking about a young QB, Vito out there. I knew he had some talent, he got some wheels, and he showed some heart. But once he got popped the first couple times in the first quarter, and I ain't see much more of him out there.
That explains a lot. Now you said that set a light bulb off of my head. That might explain why the line blocking the way they are, and it seems like the backs are getting ran like to death, like they got to run for their lives. Like I think in the run game, they're letting the linemen just go up there and just do what they do, and we're not going to the second level like intentionally. Like we don't do none of that. We don't get to the second level. We hold our block right there, whatever impact block, and then the back just got to find a hole. You got to think like every now and then we'll spring one, but earlier light years, like 3-4 years ago when we had Travis Frederick, man, we had lanes. Now, these boys got to create lanes now. Even though I think that was to Zeke's demise too.
So, B, when you said that, I'm gonna tell you what I just thought about. I can't tell you the last time I've seen either this year Tyron Smith or Tyler Smith pull. I don't even remember them pulling.
Very vanilla blocking teams. Vanilla.
Now. So this brings me to my next point. I really think that this offense has been a build in progress to the point where I don't think they really wanted to put a whole lot of stuff. I know the Arizona loss was a bad loss. 49ers loss, bad loss. But the Eagles game, they started doing more than we've seen all season. So I feel like it's building up to the point where now you needed 10, 11 through 17 games instead of you needed 1 through 7.
Yeah.
So now you had time to learn McCarthy's offense, how he wants it ran, how it's put into effect, how this gets open, how this person moves. They could have been practicing that the whole time. And now when you need it, you can go to it because now you actually perfected it
in the background.
And yeah, exactly.
And you could very well be right, because if you look at the start of the season, nobody came into this season thought we was going 17-0.
No,
I mean, granted, we don't think that we
all
wouldn't pick the Cardinals and get blown out by San Francisco like that. But we knew we weren't going 17-0 realistically. But to make your point, also on the defensive side, we're to the point now where yes, we've been fortunate injury wise, but even with injuries, with my man's scheme and the fact that we are able to plug and play players as we are, when one goes down, next man up mentality, that's going to boom big as it comes along. Because I, as much as I would hope that we don't have any more injuries, we still got quite a few games left and injuries happen. But the fact that we're able to plug and play and put some bodies in place, that speaks volumes to how they built this team, and it speaks volumes to the things that we've done to address it, to make sure that we're not lacking in any particular area. We have no glaring areas where someone can say, "Oh, we're going to exploit that. We're going to exploit that." Well, Anthony Brown going down too, but anyway, another point.
We can still go get him.
No, we're good.
He is available.
Yeah, that's why he's available.
Hey, there's a reason why he's available.
He can be a mentor.
There's a reason why he's available. I'll let him mentor your kids coming out there.
I'm gonna close out by saying this: if this vanilla way of doing things prolongs us to get into the postseason and it makes our line last, like Tyron, if Tyron can last obviously the playoffs, and then they turn that thing up down the stretch, like against Buffalo, Dolphins, and Eagles down the stretch, I'm cool with it. And I hope we can make it through, unscathed or slightly unscathed, you know what I'm saying, with a minimum of damage. But
scheduling, being able to do that also plays a role. Our scheduling and the teams we've been playing also allows us to do that. That's not a luxury that we necessarily got to have, but scheduling allows that to happen too. I mean, we don't have the toughest schedule, but we don't have the lightest schedule either. I mean, I think we got a good challenging schedule. I think the kind of schedule we got is one that we can come out with a really good winning record and allows us the opportunity to play and compete and win against some of the best competition out there, which is everybody's knock on the Cowboys. We don't beat none of the good teams. But now, after the next couple of games, we don't have nothing basically but good teams left. So this is our chance to get rid of that moniker and to show what we really capable of doing as a team, and that can lead us where we want to be, which is Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a little analytical on, and I'm seeing this team needed about 2 more wins to secure a playoff spot. Just about 2. So 8 and 3 is a playoff spot. On you've got to win 6 games, 7 games. You think about this: the Eagles is who we're trying to catch for home field advantage. But once you get past the Eagles, we have the 3rd best record in the league, or 4th best record in the league, tied right behind the Niners. And I got to see the 49ers and Seattle got to play each other twice. Both of those teams are 6 and 3. So neither one of them teams is going to be the 5th seed, right? So the NFC North, I believe the Vikings is a fluke. I don't think they're going to be able to keep pace with the Lions. And the NFC South is whatever. The NFC South, they first place is 5-5. So I just don't think it takes a lot to get to the 5th seed. And I think once you get to the 5th seed, you could get down to this Miami game, and it might not matter if the Eagles are taking care of business. It might not matter, and you might just need to be like, listen, we are going to be the most well-rested 5th seed you ever want to see. And so I know we're talking way off in the playoffs here, but that's something to consider. And I think McCarthy has that type of mentality that he's thinking about the long game and saying, if we get a 1st seed, we're going to be the 5th seed. And if we're going to be the 5th seed, it don't take a lot of wins to get the 5th seed this season. Probably 10 or 11, that's it. And so that's 4 or 5 games, and you got the 5th seed guaranteed. Worst case, you could get down to 9 wins and you still get the 5th seed. That would be a disappointing season to me. But from a physical point, getting in the playoffs is the first goal. Being rested in the playoffs, 2nd goal, injury-free 2nd goal, and then you go out and play. And if he's doing what he's doing in terms of resting these guys, doing what he needs to do, I see it successful. And I see this week, I'm going to go ahead and get my predictions if we there be. I don't even know what the score going to be, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna be 7-3 after the end of this week. If we won't be 7-3, we have the biggest conversation will be we can't win on the road. There's no not to win this game on the road. We haven't won a game on the road yet, and I just see that if you can't throw a mulligan in this game. This is a must-win game for confidence on the being able to win on the road. It won't be a cold game, or it won't be a warm game. It's gonna be. That morning is going to be below freezing in Charlotte. So I think it's going to be like 32 in Charlotte, 33 or something like that in Charlotte in that morning.
We did win one on the road.
The Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers. But that's not a road game.
Chargers.
I get what you're saying about that, man.
Home and home.
I hear you.
I get what you're saying.
Neither the Giants definitely is not a road win. But, I don't see that as a road win. And the Chargers, did you see the stadium? Y'all heard the stadium. That was a home game.
Yeah.
So
probably about 7% Cowboy fan.
You're right. So my
go ahead, Joe. You want to speak on it?
I say just to give a score out here for the Carolina game, and I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit and let y'all brothers talk. I'm gonna say the score is gonna be a little bit more realistic than last week at 42-17. I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna be 35-17.
All right. Joe, what you got? What you think about the upcoming game here?
So I'm gonna go back and piggyback on something that Matt said also about that schedule.
Yeah.
The schedule in the coming weeks is I don't see it as being as daunting as I thought for in the beginning of the season. Now that we've seen some of these teams play, because I haven't heard anybody say anything about interception. Josh Allen.
Boy, he racking them up, ain't he?
So okay, he just can just throw him and just get away with him and it'd be okay. But he's
exactly. I'm not gonna bring it up.
So I can look at him giving us 2. You know what I'm saying? So just an aspect. Kansas City receivers, they don't scare me at all. So Patrick Mahomes will still get them over, but they don't scare me at all. Seattle, they middling. I think we can handle them or whatever. Eagles still gonna be our toughest test, and just matching up with the speed with the Dolphins. So like Matt said in the playoff part of it, I think that we should be able to get. I'm gonna at least say at least 5 to 6 more wins easily out of this schedule. That's just my opinion, but this weekend should be one of them. Washington should be 2 of them. And so in that aspect of it, this weekend in Carolina, 38-3.
Yeah, 38-3.
Yeah.
Mud stomping.
Yeah. This should be a Giants junior.
Deja vu.
This should be a repeat of this past week.
If we legit, you right, bro. We should be beating their ass, and then we should be having a minimum of 6 to 7 wins, like you said. Right.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Debo.
So we're doing prediction.
I mean, just speak on how you feel about this weekend, going into this weekend. If it's gonna be I'm gonna say my word for that.
I mean, well, for the most part, for this weekend, like I said, man, it should really fall in the line of what the Giants got going. They got a rookie quarterback. I'm glad it ain't CJ Stroud. It could have been, should have been.
Big fact. Ooh, it's been a whole different game.
I'm glad we seeing who we seeing.
Yeah.
So, I would say my prediction would be. I'm gonna say we're gonna go in the 40s again. I ain't gonna lie, probably 42. I give him 10. I give him 10. I mean, we're gonna put in, we're gonna rest the players for the most part. Yeah. And that's going to air that thing out, man, like we did last week. I'm just air it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Get everybody comfortable.
Keep that thing rolling.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Dad. Speak on it.
Yeah, well, y'all know I'm never a big proponent of counting my chickens before they hatch. And that's the same thing I said last week and then predicted a blowout. So I'm not changing again this week. I got 40-6.
Damn, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you want to say about it? That's it. Straight up like that.
Yeah, I just don't, Carolina is Carolina. I mean, they've got a quarterback that's trying to find his way. The coaching staff still not comfortable with whatever it is they trying to do. So they're a team in flux, and a team in flux is just right for the picking for a team like the Cowboys who are not in flux. So I'm going to stick with that. I just don't see them being able to compete.
Yeah,
that's real. I mean, and that's what should be everybody's expectation. That's what everybody should expect, and that's what we should see. And like y'all said, like if we legit, bro, we gotta stump holes in teams like this off the rip and be ready.
That's the only way you're gonna get the respect.
But even with that, EJ, what I was about to say, it don't even matter what the pundits say. Oh, y'all beat a bad team. Okay, we should beat. But then if we lose to it, or it's a close game, then you still got something to say. So get the win and get the hell on.
They're still a professional team. They still get paid like everybody else, and they still trying to win like everybody else. And they're the next man up. So
But in situations like that, it's all about execution and perfecting your craft.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Fine-tuning things and getting ready for the legit opponents that are coming up the line.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
This should be just a straight continuation of last week. It pick up right for the fourth quarter and keep right on moving.
Fact.
And we done learned all the hard lessons I think that we need to learn for one season. If we haven't learned from those ass cuttings we took, we ain't going nowhere, no way.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I think the last piece that we ain't talked about is we all know, because we from Carolina, we know it's going to be a strong contingency of Cowboys fans playing against a 1-8 Carolina Panthers team. This should be a pretty hefty Cowboys field. And I know we play better when we got the crowd behind us. It just seems that it gives the team that energy. And so I feel like with that being said, the crowd's going to be loud. It's going to be very difficult for their for Young to really play call even in his own stadium. I mean, they got one win. I'm pretty sure them tickets went on sale pretty quickly when they was 0-5 or whatever they were when they
True.
So I'm pretty sure them Cowboys fans racked them tickets up, chomping at the bit, saying, "Hey, I can get to the stadium." So I think we're gonna have a whole
look. I might pull up.
Hey, my cousin called me from South Carolina. My cousin called me from South Carolina this afternoon and said he's thinking about to go to the game, and he said, "I'm a Steelers fan. Why am I going to a Cowboys game?"
Just because you want to see everybody else want to see it.
Yeah. Exactly what I told him. I said, because you want to see some good football. That's all.
You want to see some stars, baby. You want to see some stars.
Right.
Hey, Bobby, on attending games. Tell me about your experience this weekend at the game. Tell me how the atmosphere was, please.
It was a great weekend. Went down to Dallas with some family and friends. I think it was about 18 of us, Debo. Somewhere along there. Party as usual, have a good time. Game time experience was great as usual. Crowd was electric. I believe the count was like 93,000 and some odd there. Ooh. And you could tell that, how they do the louder. You thinking that their crowd is already loud, and then they take it up a few more decibels. Like, how is this even possible? But it was so loud, and I've been to a lot of Cowboy games. It was so loud in there that it was literally hard to talk to the person next to you. It was just, but the crowd was electric. Great fun. Of course, it's always great to get a good win. But it was a good experience. We enjoyed it. Always good to come out with a win too, though.
Right. So, EJ, a lot better.
EJ, what you saying there, and I'm pretty sure all y'all have been to. I've been, to a few games too. But I remember when that used to be a liability for us being home, and they be like, "We don't even say nothing."
Ooh, there you go. You're right. You're right.
I remember it's like, we got this big stadium. It's no home field advantage. They got the other team got the ball, and we quiet. We ain't saying nothing. Ain't nothing going on. Everybody sitting down and everything. It's
man, I'll never forget that San Francisco 49er game I went to up in there. Boy, that was horrendous. That was terrible. I decided to get one of those standing room tickets.
Yeah.
I was there to have a nice little spot up there by the front, good place and everything. I remember I went to get a drink and came back, and they was like 15 deep in front of me, man. The crowd, I didn't even know we were there, man. They took over our stadium. I said, man, I couldn't believe that.
Man. Yeah, they were deep.
Yeah, man.
The boy had like their own road.
That was not a good experience. I do not care to repeat that.
Yeah, they were deep. Tailgate. Yeah.
Debo?
Well, shoot, from my experience, man, it was amazing. Like I said, too, man, even though we started out how we started out, it was a bit rough, you know what I mean? Because, everybody was like, man, not this again.
At home, too.
But, right, you know what I mean? So we like, okay, well, everybody was doing their talking, like, okay, we got everything back on the roll. And, of course, man, you had a good time for the rest of the game because you know how we turned up. So, it was amazing, man, especially getting the experience, walking through, like, the tailgates and stuff like that. How everybody get, live for that. So, true. And it was a good experience, man. It's just good to be out there in that atmosphere, man. It's like no other. It's like no other.
Yeah.
My only bad experience this weekend
was
that I went online thinking I was doing something good to buy me a parking pass.
Yeah.
I paid $59 plus $17 service charge to get a parking space, and what I thought was going to be a premium parking space. Mm-hmm. We was like over a mile from the stadium.
Yep.
I was so, you don't know. I was ready to fight somebody. Hey, and Gerard did the same thing. Dang. He said, man, I thought you knew what you were talking about. I said, yeah, I thought I knew what I was talking about too. That was not good, man.
Dang.
And then they got the shuttle to take you to the game, but you had to walk back. And it was a lot cooler going back than it was going.
Oh, yeah. So lesson to everybody. Do not pay for parking online. Get there, then you pay for it.
We paid for it there. We just gave him $60.
You better Uber, hell.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey,
We walked past a $30 lot that was like 2 blocks closer. That was $6.86 I paid. I'm like, man.
Now, the thing was the lot we parked in was $30.
Yeah.
Oh
Damn.
no.
Yeah, the lot we
Damn.
parked in was
They
$30.
got me. Won't get me again, but they got me.
Yeah.
Boy, they doubled up on your ass.
Right.
What you gotta do is
just got Gerard too.
just
Oh,
listen. Just pay the money to get in the silver lot. Go pay the money, get in the silver lot. It'll take you forever to get out, but if it's a win, you're gonna have a good time. You ain't gonna worry about getting out. Always pay for the silver lot.
That's what we
if I
want
ain't
to
pay,
go.
yeah, I always go to the silver lot or I Uber. Them the only two ways I'm going to the game. Because just like you said, I done have some spots where I'm like, oh, this is $40, and I'm like, this is 40 miles away. I'm in Irving. This ain't. I'm in Irving, and they talk about this $40 parking.
Yeah.
So no, man, good lesson.
I'll take my chances next time.
Yeah, bet.
I thought I was doing something. Man. I got
You
done.
was for them.
I got done.
True.
Hey, inflation is real.
Yes.
To the max, bro. They steadily going up too.
Yeah.
Dang. But wrap this up, man. Dak, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll excuse that pick he had because how he responded, man. And that's what it's all about. You know, he made the mistake early, he corrected it, and he kept feeding that boy CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is legit.
Yes,
sir.
That boy legit.
Yeah.
Keep feeding him, we'll be all right. I don't give a damn what they talking about.
Yeah, I done had both of them in draft teams the last 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, you better
If
keep
you
running
want
him back.
Oh, I already got that for this
He
week.
worked a
Too.
little 88, 89.
Hey man, I finally was able to get some points out of Brandon Cook this week. I've been trying to put him in. I'm glad I put him in
I
this
hope
week.
that continues, bro. Cause Cook that thing though.
Yeah.
For real.
Hey, Cook hook me up this week.
Good. Yeah, hope that keeps.
So here's the thing. Legitimately, now if you double team CD, there is a threat. There's a small threat, and there's an underneath threat if you double team CD.
True.
So before I didn't know if we had a threat. So good teams that got enough DBs and enough safeties to kind of cover us could double team CD and shut them down, and then we got nowhere else to go. With the emergence of Cooks coming back where I knew he was, and the emergence of some of the opportunities we got, I think we got an opportunity to really be unstoppable from a pass standpoint. And the league is built for passing.
Yep.
So what's the next step in the evolution? It looked like we went, we got Ferguson going. Now we got Cooks going. Who's the next one?
But the catalyst for all this here, we can't forget, is Dak getting rid of the ball faster now too. He's not standing around holding that.
Why the catalyst is CD and CD moving all over the field.
But he can't get well.
The piggyback on what Matt just said too.
Hey, if you don't throw it to him, he can't catch it, can he?
But that's true. But EJ also, he not taking them to two or 3 5-yard check downs that he was taking earlier.
That's my point.
Actually pushing the ball down the field now.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference in between the offense earlier and now. They taking the slants, but when they get slants, then he getting the over route. And if he not, he taking the other over route on the other side. But then, like you said, if you don't do anything, he'll get outside the pocket. Now you're bringing a different dynamic to the whole offense.
That's the biggest dynamic.
The same
That's
dynamic we've been trying to get
there.
going for the last 4 or 5 years.
Run,
Dak, run.
I agree.
Run, Dak, run.
Totally.
And I ain't doing it. Thank
To
you.
answer-
That makes it more dangerous, man. That makes it
To answer your question, Brandon,
Yes, sir.
the next person who has to step up is your boy MG. MG has to step up.
According to the
Sometimes
depth
You always got to find a way to get back to
According to
that
salary.
man. Boy, y'all need to leave that man alone.
Man, nah.
Put that on this tombstone. Boy,
Nah,
y'all,
let me
y'all
make my
hated that
point.
man so hard, man.
Let me
Let
make
it
my
go.
point.
Let it
Let me
go.
make my point. Let me make my
Let
point.
it go, man.
Let me make my point.
You see
He's
it,
a Dallas Cowboy, man. Don't beat
Listen,
that man
listen.
up like that.
bro.
Golly.
About the Cowboys.
Yeah, like that
Go
man
ahead,
played
Debo.
for the
Go ahead,
doggone
Debo. Finish his
Redskins
spiel,
or
Debo.
something.
Let Debo finish his spiel.
Let me make my point. So
Yes, sir.
the reason why he has to be the one to step up because the quarterback himself said it. He said, yeah, he had a slow start to the season, but it's just he had to face some adversity. So I'm not gonna give up on him. And I know he ain't gonna give up. So therefore, that's what we're looking for. So we need to throw the ball down the field, right? So therefore,
he wanted to see he had a slow start to the year. We didn't need nobody to tell us that.
Well, I'm just saying, if your quarterback is saying that's what it is, then that's what it is. So he got to be the next one to step up.
That's why he dropped that dime to him this past weekend. My boy, I'm looking out for you now. Don't worry, I got you.
Was that a farewell touchdown?
I hope not.
Oh, Brandon, come on, Brandon.
Hey, Joe, you knew it, bro. Hey, I have to go through this every week, bro. Every week.
All right, my boy.
Hey,
all right.
These guys pick one whenever they get one. It was Dak one time. Now it's Gallup. Boy, dealing with both of them one time. When they pick one, they go in, boy. They go all the way. You hear the same shit every week.
Hey, man, it seemed like Dak listening because he sure improved.
That was too funny there, though.
Hey, Dak got to be listening to somebody because he sure has improved.
Hey, man. Gallup, man, listen. Gallup, I think he gonna be all right, man. I'm telling you, that glaring drop he had, that just put him in the forefront of everything. Because I was so pissed at him too. Like, bro, you gotta catch that. And the way he fought it, I was like, bro, come on, man. What is that?
Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
You right there, wide open body. There's nobody around you. So I think he even looked better this past week as far as like speed wise or whatever. Because that's his thing to get outside and go up that sideline.
Yeah, he looked like this. He looked like himself this past week.
Yeah, he looked better. He looked better. I think so. I think you gotta. Hey, we can't discount him. We can't count him out. We don't know when we're gonna get Martavis Bryant. We don't know what we're gonna get from him. So we got to go with what you got for right now.
Hey, and we don't want to get to the point where we got too many wide receivers, and that becomes an issue too.
Hold on. That's definitely
not. That's a great problem.
That's a great problem.
That could be a problem. Trust me.
No, that's a great problem.
Hey, when they start spreading that ball around and people start pouting, that could be a problem.
Listen. Oh, let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't never seen a team start pouting this late in the season and keep throwing up W's. If they winning,
you may not have seen a team pout, but you seen some players pouting.
Not when they winning. Not when they winning. When they're losing and they're not getting touches, is a big difference between them winning and not getting touches. I think these teams ultimately, I think these players realize the importance of legacy and what it takes to win a championship. And you win a Super Bowl as a Dallas Cowboy, it's a whole nother level. None of these players have said it's been so long that they don't understand the magnitude of it. And I think they're starting to see that when this team is winning, the amount of the other, I call it the fringe Cowboy fans that come out is astronomical. Now, we always going to be there. Win, lose, or draw, we always going to be there. We done seen every bad day. But the fringe ones, I just tell you this, when I was at the airport in the first part of the season, I was like, I don't really see a whole lot of Cowboys fans. Yep. After that Eagles game, I just came out of the airport. I'm seeing Cowboys fans. I'm nowhere near Dallas, and I'm seeing Cowboys fans all throughout the league. And I think it tells you people are more comfortable. They get a little bit of my Cowboy stuff on the plane and stuff. And I start to see that, and I say, you know what? The players see that. There's momentum behind that. And I think also we don't got the hand clap Garrett anymore. I think the problem with Kellen Moore we had was we didn't pivot. I think McCarthy pivots mid-game. I see it a lot. He pivots. I think that's impressive. I just feel like Dan Quinn was already there last year, and he's still there this year. I don't see where we're wrong. Special teams, really, we got three phenomenal coaches. We got the talent to take it to the spot, and we got the depth chart to match that. Knock on wood that we don't have any major injuries of key players. I think we've got some opportunity. I won't go as far and say we go into the Super Bowl or no nonsense like that, but I will say this team has got a strong opportunity to do some damage in the playoffs if they can get it together with the run game. And I think that's the only glaring spot I'm kind of nervous about sometimes is the run game. If we can get the run game, because that run game controls the pace for the defense. It allows that defense to sit a little bit. It allows the clock to continue to run, gives those other teams, they can't just run their whole game because they got all the clock. They got to get into pass formation to catch up with us. And when we get in pass formation, the Lions come to eat.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Well, shoot. We're going to wrap it up right there, man. It was a very good session, man. I appreciate y'all boys joining us on this Whiskey Wednesday, man. Appreciate you, Joe, politician.
Appreciate y'all inviting me, man. I'll be back.
Absolutely,
Hey,
man.
I actually have some left. Normally, I'm not done halfway through.
That just means you.
Hey, we was nice.
early.
We was nice to Gallup. We was nice to Gallup. That's
I must have talked more than I needed to. That I was doing more talking than
Nah, you doing your job. You did good. Appreciate you. So
Appreciate y'all. Love. See
yeah,
y'all.
man. Hey, y'all like, subscribe, man. And join us next week and all the other episodes, like all our comments and all that stuff, man. We're gonna interact with y'all and everything. Let us know what y'all want to see. Till next time. Peace.
Sign out.
Junkie going pretty boy.